All right, so it's February 20th, 2023, and um, we've got a lot going on, a whole lot going on. So um, one thing finally came through. It's been a long time in the waiting, about 4 months since I had to be on the list, but we are finally getting a well. So it started today, and we are currently about 58 feet is what they tell me, and they'll be back tomorrow. Today is President's Day, so they only had a certain amount of water in their tank, and so they'll have to go and get some more tomorrow when everybody's open. But yeah, pretty soon we'll have it well, so that'll be awesome. Problem that we're dealing with right now is ideally that's not where we wanted it to be. Wanted to build the house over there, or possibly up there on the hill, but the initial decision was to put it over here on the bank, closer to the road for power line access. It was a lot cheaper because it's $12 a foot to run power from here all the way up there. It was going to end up costing around $6,000, I think. And then on top of it, I would still have to get Mr. Boone back out here to do some more excavation for the house up there on the top of the hill. Probably make the driveway a little bit better, and yeah, so it would have ended up costing a lot more. So the site over there, I mean, you can kind of see from here it's pretty flat. It's already been relatively graded out and whatnot, so the excavation and grading would have been minimal, if very much. And in addition, the power line was going to be closer, so that was where we initially wanted to do it. However, the state, and specifically the environmental soil department of Nashville, thought in all of their infinite wisdom when they sent the inspector out here to give us approval for our septic permitting, which nothing can happen until that is approved. Supposedly she came out here and said that she did the inspection and that she couldn't get into the ground, which I have yet to find a location up there on that hill, because if the house was here, I requested the septic to be there, and it is 150 feet from the bank to the road, and from here all the way to there is 350 feet from that point to up there. But she said that she couldn't find an adequate area to put a septic tank. So I don't even know if she came out here or not, but that's beside the point. So she told me that I had to put the septic all the way over here, which is why we started considering building the house up on this side. It has been 4 months, and I have still yet to get a response or an answer from anybody in that department, because apparently the inspector went on leave for maternity issues in December, which is the last time that I heard from her. And yeah, she didn't hand off the case to anybody. So still waiting for that. Give them a chance. The government will always fuck it up. But anyways, so can't build the house until the state gives us approval for the septic. And because I don't know the location of where said house is going to be, whether it's going to be behind me or whether it's going to be up the hill, I went with the medium and put it between the two locations. Plus, the other problem that we're having too is that Mr. John Bingham, the owner of the well drilling company, told me that you'd probably be able to find a better pocket of water there because everything comes down in this valley here. and so it's consistent water flow. And once they find the rock, then they've got to go, I think he said 15 feet further, just to make sure that there's no contaminants that get into it. And then in addition to, the other problem that we're having, as always, is rain and warm weather, which leads to mud. So because our infrastructure is still limited, they weren't going to be able to get the trucks to the top of the hill, and possibly not even to up there. Up there might have worked, but to the top of the hill definitely wasn't going to work. And I've already waited for 4 months to have this opportunity for them to drill. And the next opportunity would have been, according to him, the end of summer and possibly fall. So everybody else is also prospecting the same timeline as well. So this was the opportunity to make it happen. So chose a happy medium between the 2 points, and we'll just run our water lines in whatever direction the house ends up being. So so today is February 20th, March 8th. We have a shipment of berries coming in. A bunch of raspberries, 2 different cultivars, Boyne and Ann. And that's Ann is the golden or the yellow raspberries, and the Boyne is your summer production red raspberry. And then we've got blueberries coming in, southern high bush and rabbit eye. And then we also have blackberries as well that will be coming in addition to 4 different species of grapes. Can't remember what the name is, but basically we tried to go with variety. So we've got blue, purple, red, and green grapes that are on their way. And the plan for them be to plant them, and this is still subject to change because I can't get this bottom area to dry out at all. So I don't know specifically what the final plan is, but the original plan, and if we stay with this, we're going to plant a big long hedge of the berries all along this way, and the grapes, and they'll just divide that field from this field, and these will be both pasture. And if I can ever get that to dry out, that's where the garden will be. But we'll see, because right now still dealing with problems from the pond because of all the rain that we get. And we had some flash flooding that came through last Thursday, and it ended up blowing out the plastic. So I need to come up with a more permanent solution to solve that problem. It blew out the plastic, carried it down through here, took a bunch of sediment and rocks, and you can see it all down there in the very bottom. Just blew out the swell that I had dug, and it wasn't even running in the ditch anymore. The water was just going freely across the entire bottom. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that right now. I don't have the money to be able to bring in dirt, and I don't have the money to be able to bring in a machine to dig a bigger swell or a channel or a ditch to be able to handle that amount of water flow. Right now it's just me, my shovel, my pick, and a rake. So I'm doing what I can with what I've got, and so far it hasn't been enough. This whole area down through here, raked it out last week. This upper area I left a little bit the way it was, primarily because once I put the gravel in through here for the road, and the gravel road's going to come through here and then go across and over around to that side. I I know a lot of it's going to spill over and I'm going to have to make adjustments and everything, so I didn't want to even bother with it just yet. But everything on the lower side down here, you can see it's nice and smooth. It's been raked down. It's a little hard to tell because the rain just comes and washes everything, and then topsoil's gone again. But it's been seeded with grass, so going on a week now. Hopefully, I mean, another week, 2 weeks, and it should start sprouting. We've got frogs in our pond. I'm sure you can hear those now. They just showed up over the week, and they make a lot of noise, a whole lot of noise, but it is a good sign of biodiversity making its way to the pond. I actually found 2 little crawdads sitting here on the plastic the other day, and I have no idea where they came from, but because I mean, before we cleared all this out, the creek was dry most of the year, and it ran through and just kind of wound back and forth through here. And once we cleared everything out and stopped it up, this has definitely been dry for that time period until this filled up. And so I don't know where crayfish would have come from, unless it was farther up the valley. Maybe there was a little pocket up there somewhere that they were hiding in or something, but I have no idea. But yeah, we've got we've got a couple of crayfish in there and frogs now. Hopefully it'll stay warm so that I can get some plants around the pond, and they can start filtering out some of the water and start creating an ecosystem so that eventually we can get some fish in there. But the other thing that we've got going on, and like I said, there's a whole lot going on this weekend, is I found a different fruit tree provider. So they were a lot closer than the previous one, only about 40 minutes away, as opposed to the other guy who was about 2.5 hours away. And so we have purchased 16 fruit trees. Excuse me. And the layout that we've got right now. So I've already planted a few of them. There's Alberta peaches here and here, Granny Smiths over there and there, and then further on down is going to be Arkansas black. No, sorry. There's going to be Honeycrisp apples there, and then the Arkansas black apples are going to be there and there, and then nectarines are going to be there, and then way down at the other end. And I tried to keep it in a long row, excuse me, a long row through here with about 20 to 25 feet of spacing to make it easier to harvest when the time comes, or if I've got to carry anything up through this way, maybe I can gravel a road or mulch a road or something through here to make it a little bit easier. But at the very end, there's 2 pecan trees too, and yeah, we'll see how this turns out. If we do any more trees, I had to clear out a bunch of that brush down over here on this brush and trees and a bunch of things I had to cut down, and you can see some of the stumps in order to clear this out and open it up so that we can get some sun in here. And so that took about a half a day, but I'll probably eventually have to cut down these 3 beech trees, even though I really don't want to. I'd like to keep them, especially this one here, because it's got some muscadine vines growing up on it. But if I do have to take them down, then what we'll probably do is we'll move another row out that way and plant more trees along that way in another row. We also got some Ayers pears, some Carla Rose plums, I think, or maybe it's Santa Rosa plums, I can't remember. But peaches, pears, plums, and cherries all grow well together. So we've got some here and some there and some over there. Because of I was trying to give them adequate spacing. I ended up having to move them over to the other side. Plus, these don't necessarily grow well with these from what I was reading. So I figured I'd give them their own area. And this is probably the maximum amount of sun on the property that we're going to get. That's east. Sun comes up this way, goes up that way, comes across that way, sets over there, as you can see. So this, during the growing season, will be our orchards, and that's maximum amount of sun for us. But yeah, a lot of things happening today or this weekend. That hill, I had cleared out a bunch of brush up there as well, and I found some winter wheat on sale at Roll King. So it was only like $30 a bag. So I bought 2 bags and seeded that entire hill. And then next weekend, if I've got the time and I don't have to address that, I'm gonna go up there with a weed whacker and mow everything down so that it can give it a little bit of a cover, and hopefully it'll germinate. And best case scenario, it works, and we've got a little bit of fodder to feed the animals come the winter time, because I sowed it late. So it'll be 6 to 7 months before it is ready for harvest. Worst case scenario, it just grows and it's ground cover to hold the hill, and provide some organic matter that maybe we can run the animals through. So yeah, let me see what else. Berries on the way, orchard is in the works, and you can hear the frogs. So that's going to be a permanent thing, but it's not bad. I don't mind it. Some people might, but I don't. Pond levee, hopefully eventually the house there. Yeah, so got a well going, got it started, but we'll see what happens. It's a slow grind, not as fast as I wanted, but it's the way things go when it's just you and you don't have a lot of money. So hard work never hurt anybody, never killed anybody, right? Some days it just feels like it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, especially when dealing with water on that spillway. So got it back under control, plastic's back down. We've got rain coming this week and possibly this weekend, so hopefully it holds until next weekend and I can get out here and hopefully find a more permanent solution for it. I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, maybe purchase a culvert, and if I can redirect the water temporarily enough to dig out that trench and get it set, then I can put some Quikrete around it and try to make a more permanent solution. Maybe put some gravel on it. But anyways, yeah, that's where we're at, and slowly, very, very painstakingly slowly starting to come together. So anyways, I'm gonna run up here and show you all the view if we end up putting the house up here. anyways, that's got to clear out these trees a little bit more. But that's potentially what we're looking at there from the house. So, anyways, hope everybody's doing well and the year's going well for you. Going good. But see y'all next time. Love y'all.